Thank you so much for listening to the KJNA podcast. You can email us at kjnapodcast@gmail.com.
Give us a call or text or leave us a message at 858-848-KJNA. That's 5562.
You can also find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Threads, TikTok, Blue Sky, and YouTube at KJNA Podcast.
Don't forget, we have 6 hours of bonus content over on our Patreon, patreon.com/KJNA Podcast. And if you want to donate to us, find us at buymeacoffee.com/KJNA Podcast.
Thank you so much for listening.
Love you.
Welcome to this episode of the KJNA Podcast. My name is Kevin, and I am the K.
I am simply Jay because, I don't want you to know my government name. Yeah.
Your no government names here at the KJNA Podcast. Welcome to this episode of the KJNA Podcast where I and Jay, yet again, the A this week is Big Trouble in Little China.
Yeah, we know it doesn't start with an A, but you know what?
No.
I remember watching this as a kid and being like, this is fun. This is a good ride. Then I watched it today and I was like, very much like, not as much as Vampire Hunter D, but I was just
you know what? Honestly, I did not see it like Vampire Hunter D at all. Honestly.
I felt the nostalgia. I was like, man, I remember all this. But then I was like, thinking of it now as an adult and a person reviewing it, I was like, damn. There was like a whole portion that was just like, this is kind of messy.
Yeah.
It was kind of messy in the beginning.
Honestly, the whole movie felt like they just took it was like cut into different, it was just like they cut different parts and put them together to sort of make a movie.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, it was it was mostly streamlined. They did tell a story, but it felt so cut up. Just pieces, big pieces. They just put down together to make a movie.
Yeah, yeah. We'll get to what we're talking about.
Yeah.
But yeah.
That was So all right. Well. We got a lot to talk about. I mean, most people have seen Big Trouble in Little China.
If you have not seen this, it's currently streaming on Amazon Prime, if you can afford it. Damn you, Bezos!
Damn you, Bezos! I have
people to you. I would at least be like, hey, could I get a month free?
Right?
I would be remiss if I didn't at least ask, since I'm sending people your way.
I mean, come on. Yeah,
I'd like to be
I pat you on the back, you pat me on the back.
I feel like it's only fair. It's only fair. But yeah. IMDb gave it 7.2 out of 10 with 160k ratings, which I thought is still good.
Yeah.
Rotten Tomatoes, 73% on the tomato meter with 66 reviews. 82% popcorn meter with 100,000 plus ratings. Now, Metacritic is where it takes a big dive. It drops down to 53%.
It's not that bad.
That's what I said. It's not bad. If you, again, for an action comedy.
And it's in the 80s. Come on. It's it's 100% 80s.
Yeah, it came out freaking July 2nd of 1986. So, I think the only issue that they had when it came to this movie is that they had to beat out The Golden Child. Because it had a Christmas release for The Golden Child the same year.
Okay.
And once again, it's both. All right, it's California Everyman, Chinese mythology, and we're just gonna throw that shit together.
Yeah, it just starts out as Kurt Russell is. I'm sorry, we can't.
Yeah. So
Kurt Russell is Jack Burton.
Yeah. If you didn't know, Kurt Russell is Jack Burton, a truck driver. And honestly, I think he literally does what us as podcasters do. He just got on freaking radio, and he was just spouting everything he could into the ether.
Yeah.
Didn't matter who was listening, he was just talking out there.
You know what old Jack Burton says.
Like, who are you even talking to? No one's radioing back. You were the Pork Chop Express. I was like, okay, that's a good fucking name. That's a good fucking name.
But what does he deliver?
Pork.
Does he really deliver pork?
Literally, when he finally stops off in Chinatown, that is what people are pulling off his trucks.
Okay,
Pig.
I don't remember what
It
was
was
being pulled off the truck.
like at least two guys would have to pick up the pigs by their feet and take them out of the truck. I'm still wondering like how like you didn't see crates because all you saw was like his truck and the trailer, and then the guys pulling stuff, which was just the pigs out of the I guess cages or whatnot in the back of his truck.
Like, I don't know. Like, that dude's got some skill to be driving that 18-wheeler down the middle of Chinatown like that, too.
No, delivering a monologue while driving and eating a sandwich.
Yeah, he went to Subway.
That sandwich was bigger than the Subway sandwich, sir.
Eat fresh.
I don't know where he picked that bitch up, but that sandwich was huge. I want to go where he's getting his subs.
Yeah, because those things were, it did look pretty good.
Mm-hmm. See,
maybe he got it down in New York, because he was in Chinatown.
Nah, he was in San Francisco, sir. San Francisco.
Isn't Chinatown in New York?
There's Chinatowns everywhere.
Well, I'll shut my fucking mouth. I'm an idiot. Excuse me.
San Fran, baby. San Fran.
I'll just go down and...
But yeah. So, Kurt Russell, Jack Burton, Kim Cattrall, Gracie Law, Dennis Dunn, Wang Chi. Wang's gonna be mad.
The hero of our story.
Really? James Hong, the legend himself, playing Lo Pan. Okay. Let me tangent on Lo Pan. I'm gonna tangent on Lo Pan only because it was so hard to get a grasp of what the fuck happened to him to make him the way he was. I want to circle back to this.
Yes. We'll circle back to this.
God, we need to.
Yeah.
Victor Wong as Egg Shin, which I was like, who named a child Egg?
Yeah, that's right. They never come back to that either.
No.
They don't. They start out the beginning like it's going to be an encompassing story. Like, at the end, he's going to be like, and so I won, blah, blah, blah. No.
No.
He was talking to lawyers, and that's all you hear about it.
Mm-hmm. Again, I mean, this is the 80s, so sometimes you can't circle back. Maybe the budget's weird. We'll talk about the budget real quick in a second. But Kate Burton as Margot Litzenberger. Donald Lee as Eddie Lee. Yeah, hilarious, right? It's two different versions of Lee, though. It's L-I versus L-E-E.
Oh, God, that's how they get him.
All right, then we get
that's
into the Three Storms. Carter Wong as Thunder. Peter Kwong as Rain. And James Pax as Lightning. Then there's Susie Pie as Miao Yin, the only other green-eyed girl in the whole friggin' movie. We'll talk about that in a second, too. Chow Lee Chi as Uncle Chu. And Jeff Amata as Needles. Now, Needles really doesn't play a huge part in this, but he's singled out.
Yeah. He does.
So, there's your cast. That's who's there. So, yeah. What is this movie about?
So, hold on. Oh, shit. Almost hit the wrong button.
Oh, no.
I almost backed out of Riverside. So this movie is basically Jack Burton, old Jack Burton. You know what he says? It's my movie, so I can do whatever the fuck I want.
Facts.
So he comes into Chinatown and he's dropping off his pork chops and pork byproducts on the Pork Chop Express.
What is this? King of the Hill? I'll sell pork and
pork accessories. Bacon and bacon accessories. Ooh, the boy's been whacking off in my tool shed.
I thought it was your grill house. Whacking
so anyways,
off my barbecue pit.
So anyways, he goes into Chinatown and he's dropping off a delivery. And while he's there, he's going to hang out with his friends. So they go and they do like some betting, and Kurt Russell wins. And he's like, it's all about the reflexes. It's all about the reflexes.
Okay, so it's they're like betting even or odds on dominoes.
Yeah, I don't even know how it worked, but he won $1,000.
I mean, they don't even really explain how he and Wang met. I'm guessing it has to be Wang has a restaurant that he explains after everything happens.
Yeah, yeah. Why
And
the fuck
apparently
is my webcam being an asshole?
I have no idea. You wanna
Continue.
pause?
I'm sorry.
Okay. Okay. And then he disappeared. And then he came back.
I'm trying to fix it.
Huh? But yeah. So Wang makes a big deal about losing all this money.
Yeah.
And Kurt's like, I got barely over $1,000. And then Wang's like, you got $1,186. Or something right around that.
Yeah.
Then Wang's like, you know what? Double or nothing. My bad. Nothing or double is how he
nothing or double is what he says.
Nothing or double. I can chop this glass in half. Jack's like, nah. Drinks his bottle of beer, says, you gonna chop
Cut this glass. Yeah. Smart. That's smart. That's quite smart. Because you saw his face too. He was like, bitch.
Wang chops. Wang sends out flying. Jack catches. It's all in the reflexes. I'm like, okay, so that becomes they focus on that very intently, multiple times throughout the film. It's all about the reflexes. But for that, so obviously Jack's getting double. So now Wayne wants to be like, hey, I don't got the money right now. Jack's like, huh? What you talking about? I don't have the money here.
Yeah, he's like, but it's at my restaurant, which will go to my restaurant. But first I got to pick up my fiance.
Right. He's like, hold on.
And he's like, well, I ain't letting you out of my fucking sight, asshole.
Smart.
Yes.
Smart.
Yes.
Oh, after all this time, you don't trust me, Jack? I'm sorry, because of money, trust no one.
One thing I will say is he does not actually see, like, he doesn't actually get with his fiance the whole time. Like, I thought it was like some arranged marriage bullshit. But at the end, they are hardcore making out in that elevator. As soon as they get together, I'm like, okay, so they do know each other. Like, all right.
Oh, he made it very clear that, like, it wasn't, like, arranged. Like, he saw this girl. He was like, I've known her since we were kids. I've loved her ever since. You know, I finally got enough money. I'm going to get her from China over here. You know, it's a done deal. We going to get married. Perfect.
Yeah, but I mean, like, I was still kind of like, are you, though? Like, are you just kind of wet dreaming it right now? But no, the minute they get alone,
yeah. I like how Wayne was like, you gonna follow me. Nah. Get your ass in my truck, says Jack.
yeah. Get my truck.
Take that truck to the airport. All right. They're in the airport. Chick's coming through customs. Jack sees this other girl over on the side. He's like, yo, let me lay my game down right quick. Let me lay
Terrible game.
Shoot, even Wayne was like, man, she trouble, man.
Yeah.
Don't talk to that bitch.
She's straight up trouble. 100%.
Yeah, I like how she straight dogged him, though. She was like, no, I ain't got time for you. What you talking about? Well, if you was standing downwind like I am, man, you smell like Miller time. He was like,
She did say that shit. You smell like Miller time. And he's like, well, I have been up all night drinking.
So, Wayne's waiting for his girl. This girl, Gracie, is waiting for somebody. And then all of a sudden, these dudes in yellow jackets and sunglasses roll in through the piece.
And like, those are the blah, blah, blah gang.
Yeah,
get the fuck away.
So, see, I was like, okay, that's a terrible name for a gang.
Yeah, they got like 8 different gang names in this shit. And I was like, I'm not even going to try to remember. Like Lords of Death, and then there was the 2 other ones fighting.
It was, hold on, let me see if I can find it. Because I'll tell you right now, it was ridiculous. Let's see, Jack Wang, Lords of Death, okay. Funeral Procession, that was the Ching Sing are the good guys of all the gangs, obviously. Then the Wing Kong are the ones that are the bad guys. So the Lords of Death are working for the Wing Kong. But then the Wing Kong is working for Lopan.
Yeah, and Lopan is like...
This is where it got messy for me. I was like, hold on, wait a second. Okay, so the Lords of Death work for the Wing Kong, and Wing Kong worked for Lopan. But you didn't know that at first because the Lords of Death just came up in there and they were like, we gonna steal this girl. And they had one specifically, and it was the girl that Gracie was going to go, was picking up. But when Gracie got the girl before the Lords of Death did, they went after Miao Yin, who is the fiance of Wang.
Yeah.
It's so many names. I'm sorry if you don't understand or you can't follow
Yeah.
this. But
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, look, it's fiance and
uh-huh.
other random girl you only see one time in the beginning.
Yeah, that's really it. I mean, no, twice.
Yeah.
At least twice. Once at the airport and then once again over at Uncle Chu's restaurant. Yeah, I think. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Because Gracie ends
because
up at
she
the
was
race
hanging
line with
out
her.
there because like Gracie was picking her up to
Mm-hmm.
interview her or whatever, and then like they end up getting away with his fiance.
Yeah. So the Lords of Death heading to Chinatown. And for some reason, Wang knows where the Lords of Death hang out. Unfortunately, it's also down this alley where this funeral procession is being held, which is, again, the the
Here we go.
Chang Sing. Chang Sing.
Yeah.
It's gonna be. I will not remember this the entire time. But the Chang Sing are having their funeral procession, and then so Jack stops his truck in the middle of the friggin' alley, and then who shows up? The Wing Kong.
Yeah, behind
You're like,
him, and they just start gunfighting it
yeah,
out.
like, who that? Like, sorry, because there's two guys that work for the Wing Kong that are not generic, but every time you see a kung fu flick, they are in it, guaranteed. The guy with the freaking bullet vest and the two gold 6-shooters, yep,
Yeah.
that guy, and then the other dude with the long hair and the mustache and the little soul patch that comes down.
Mhm.
Both of them. Every time there's a kung fu flick, they are in it somehow, some way, and they don't talk.
Yeah.
Not one
Yeah,
line.
they're
And if they do
strictly
talk,
stunt doubles.
I wouldn't even say they're stunt doubles. Like they're just there to sell that this is a kung fu movie of some sort. You see them, you know something's gonna happen. And it's
Yeah.
gonna be kicks,
And it's gonna be
flips,
fighting.
and chops.
They're gonna be blood.
Yes.
They're gonna be dead.
Blood in the water.
Oh God.
Yeah, that pops off. No, what killed me was the moment that the Chang Sing pulled out the rods that were holding the casket, and then they
Yeah.
disappeared off to the side, and you saw all the gunfight and whatnot. When they came back, those little rods extended to bow staffs. I was like, y'all motherfuckers knew what's gonna happen. Y'all was
I
prepared.
knew it.
This is
Yo,
bullshit.
fucking knew it. Why you walking his ass through an alley anyways?
Mm-hmm. Starting turf wars and shit. You're supposed to be the good guys. Stop it. You was luring them out so you could have revenge. Because apparently
Yeah.
Lo Pan was the one who killed their leader.
Yeah. So they go into and they get in this giant fight, and like Jack Burton and Wang are like sort of in it, but not in it.
Yeah, like I don't even think they get out of the truck.
Yeah, for a while, and then they try and get out, and they're like shooting their way away.
Oh, no. Because then they have the Chinese standoff, and then all hell breaks loose. And then it goes from shooting to close combat, and then it's just people. I'm sorry. Dude got his head put through a wall. People was getting stabbed.
Yeah.
People got flung through windows. But then the three storms show up out of frigging nowhere for no reason.
Yeah.
I say no reason, but then, yeah, it makes sense when you hear that the Wing Kong are the errand boys of Lo Pan. And the storms apparently work for Lo Pan as well.
But then Lo Pan was there too.
Yeah, for like a split second. Like
just long enough to get run over. Run over.
Run over. Yeah, no.
Run over.
Okay, look at the weapons that the the freaking storms used. All right, Thunder, the big dude, he had. Wow, where'd you go? There he is. Had the I forgot what they were called, but they look like knives, and they got the kind of guards on them.
No, is that no? That's not kunai. I know what you're talking about. The blades on the front, like this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He had those. Now, when Rain pulled out his things, they like extended, and they had little hands on them. Yeah, it was weird. And then Thunder had some weird spinny things that he had on his finger, and I was like, what the fuck? You can't use this shit in a fight. What the fuck you gonna do with him? You gonna blow him in the face?
Get out of here.
What are you doing? But see, when you later see them, at Lopan's palace, or his skyscraper, or whatever you want to call it, friggin' Rain's got swords now. Thunder still got his same weapons because they made sense.
Right.
And
As you
Lightning,
do.
he doesn't have any weapons because he literally uses lightning.
Yeah, they don't need it. Like they all use some and then I think at the end you only see one of them.
No, you see all three of them, but they hold on, we get there. We'll get there.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
Yeah,
All
it's a
right,
lot.
we got
So so they like you said, Wang and Jack are like escaping. Then they see Lo Pan in his ghostly, I guess
whatever
you
the
could say
fuck
ghostly
form.
form or whatever, and like they run him through or run over him. It looks like he gets run over, but he's still standing there when they look back. And then Jack gets out of the truck for whatever reason, and Lo Pan hits him with the eyes. He's like, I can't see. And Wang's like, don't look at him. I already did.
Yeah, whoops. I'm not. He's like, it's only like here, water.
Yeah.
Water.
Then I'm like, how do you know it's temporary? Tell me
Yeah.
how you know all these things,
Yeah,
Wang.
how do you know what is happening?
Yeah, what it boils down to in this movie, outside of us like telling you everything in this film, is that apparently Lo Pan is think Emotep from The Mummy. Cursed with immortality or to exist for all time with unimaginable power, but they want their mortality back. And every time I think about this, I'm like, why the would you want your mortality back? You know how vulnerable people are?
It sucks here.
What are you doing?
Whenever I think of the Mummy, the only thing I think of is when what's her face is about to fall to the side and Imhotep runs up and just goes, no! Like out of nowhere. They just freeze frame it there for him to go, no! And everyone else is kind of like, what? No! Fuck, that's like my favorite scene the whole fucking movie.
Yeah, like, if you hadn't stayed there and yelled, you probably wouldn't have been turned into a ghastly, gruesome, wet mummy.
Yeah, because that shit was nasty.
Shit, and they become immortal. I'm like, okay,
it sucks.
yeah, you're no, okay. So Lo Pan has that. Okay, so he's an apparition, but then he can take on an elderly old man's form.
He also said he's been alive for like 2,000 years already.
Right.
Is that not immortal enough for you?
Like, okay, but he was cursed. But he was doubly cursed, okay? So apparently the first emperor of China was like, hey, yo, no body for you. You have to marry a green-eyed girl to get your mortality back. Okay. But then
it took 2,000 years to find that shit?
But then his patron demonic god was like, you gotta sacrifice that bitch. So then I was like, hold on, wait a minute. Why does that sound so contradictory? Why would your patron god be like, all right, he said, you gotta marry her. I said, you gotta kill that bitch. It's contradictory, right? It doesn't add up. It doesn't add up.
I don't fully know. I don't, fuck it, the whole thing, like, I don't understand what, like, they were, like, summoning a god at the end of it, too?
No, it wasn't even about summoning the god. He had to appease his god. So he had to kill Miao Yin. But he had to marry both girls because they both managed to make it through the ceremony of choosing.
And touching the blades and flying up and then touching the light bulb. They touched the light bulb at the same time.
Yeah, they've survived the blazing sword. I will marry them both. I do love the performance.
Oh yeah,
by James Hong.
Oh yeah,
especially when he plays old Lo Pan.
Oh yeah.
Are you Lo Pan?
What? Huh? What?
Shut up, it's a button.
Show me where Lo Pan is. Huh?
I'm sorry. It was so funny, but also like, this motherfucker really out for blood.
Yeah.
I'm saying, shut up, Mr. Madden. It's just he was just like to the point, but at the same time, just kind of like funny in the way he delivered his lines. Like I can take you seriously, or I can be like, I probably should be scared right now because you're like a 2,000-year-old evil sorcerer from China.
Yeah.
But
But you
I
know
used to
what?
win. I
No,
used to win
you
though.
know, the dude that exploded, was that Needles?
Oh no, no, that was Thunder.
Okay, no, that was one of the
That went, after you saw
one of the
Lopan being dead on the ground,
yeah,
you were
and he
like,
exploded. Like, what was his power?
that was it. It was like it was wind. It was like he could just puff himself up. And he was like he was like fucking strong as shit. Out of all three of them, he was the
Yeah,
strongest. I was like, why didn't he take over as the final boss? Why'd he go boom?
yeah, he was just like, fuck it.
Yeah.
Nothing moves the blob.
Also, I'm still trying to like figure out how long has Egg Shin been like in Chinatown, like trying to fight David Lopan, because they have like a little video game fight with
Right?
with
With their magic powers. He's like,
sorcerer.
you'll never win. You're like, what? Yeah, because he does that shit. He's just, I was like,
He's over
what?
here doing this, and Lopan's like stop it, stop it.
I was
All right,
like, I thought that Ed would have like pulled out like the Atari and just been like,
right? That's why I'm like, he's like, ah. Like,
no, he had the
was he
Nintendo
ponging it?
glove.
He was
He had the
ponging it. That's what
Nintendo
it was.
glove.
Oh no.
He was using the arcade machine, just like
Yeah,
he was playing Eddie Gordo.
I feel like there was a lot. There was a lot. There's so much.
It and again, it just felt like cuts, like bits and pieces, like they just took pieces and made it all into a movie. And like I said, it genuinely wasn't terrible, but like it took place over like 4 days.
Yeah, yeah. Because I mean, you had the initial arrival of Jack Burton. The day after was when they picked up the girls from the airport, and then by the next day they were making their assault initially on Lopan's hideout, which
Yeah,
apparently his hideout, it that place was
everyone
so
knew.
wonky.
Yeah,
Like
everyone knew where it
they knew
was,
bad
but
people were
like
there. But it was just like,
cops don't get paid to be dead or some shit. What did they say?
oh yeah,
They don't get paid not to be killed or something.
cops have better
More to
things to
do.
do than to die.
Yeah. That's what it was.
I was like, oh, okay, cool.
And they always ended up back in the restaurant at the end of the day, and then they'd come back
Yes.
the next day and
Mhm.
keep fighting.
Yeah, so the first time they managed to make it out of Lopan's place, but also the first thing they do inside Lopan's place was like, okay, how do you keep ending up in weird places like the Hell of Drowned People? How is this place set up?
And then that giant bug thing that comes out and kills one guy, and he throws the balls in. He's like, "That won't come out again." And you're like,
What won't
"What
come
won't
out
come
again?
out?"
What the fuck? Why was that even there?
It's just in the sewer.
Look, the makeup of that place was so wonky. Like, how'd you go up to go down? Because they went up to get the girls, but then they ended up in a sewer that's down, and they swam out
Yeah,
with all the girls they saved. And I didn't know there were female Wing Kong up in there, but they were okay
They were
fighters.
all guarding the girls. Apparently, they cared about their prisoners' comfortability with their captors. Like they could only be dealt with female prison guards.
Yeah, it's so weird. It was weird. It was weird. And only Rain and Thunder wore suits. So they had their battle guard, but they also had suits. Lightning, he was like, I don't do business.
Yeah. He's like,
What
I am
business do you
always
do?
in this Raiden
Business.
hat, and that is it.
Yes. Big hat, cape, and I shoot lightning. That's it.
Yeah. And what I did like is like Jack Burton, he did not have like they didn't make any pretense that he was like an action hero. He knew how to shoot guns or anything. He was like,
No.
click, and he's like, safety's on.
Safety.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
Ah!
Is that the first time you popped anybody? No.
No.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Why did it take so long for you to get your knife out? Oh yeah, speaking of the knife, why did you attach it to your boot only for dude to try to kill you and then stab him and then you were stuck in that position for like
Right.
five,
Well,
10 minutes?
stuck in a position,
Wang is doing
holding
all the work fighting Rain, and you are
as
sitting
Wang
there.
does.
God, heavy ass motherfucker can't
Yeah.
get up. He finally pulls the damn knife out of his boot and then he's like, eh.
Kind of reminds me of like Indiana Jones with the
Oh,
helicopter guy. He's like, bang.
no. Oh, but no, yeah, that fight with Wang and Rain was pretty good. And then of course Rain's like, I'm gonna do a dive stab on you. And Wang's like, yeah, no, let me just turn around and fling my sword at you. And just hits him. And he
Yeah.
dive bombs into a fucking statue and I'm like, and explodes. He explodes.
I mean,
Rain
apparently
explodes.
Wang like had some like ninja training for real, motherfucker. Look, if anybody was I would have liked to see this told from the view of Wang, where Jack Burton was the sidekick, because like they say that Wang is his sidekick in the description
Yeah.
of the movie. It's
Yeah.
not like it should have been the Wang show co-starring Jack Burton. Like Jack Burton was
Agreed.
the comedic sidekick.
Yeah.
Wang
Yeah.
was saving his ass all the time. Wang was in there kicking ass. He was Bruce Lee with like the fucking Green Hornet. Like
Right.
Green Hornet did nothing, and then fucking Wang goes at a and Jack's like, okay, like,
Like,
let's
yeah,
do
I
it.
mean, because what ends up happening? Like, the big thing after the wedding that Lopan has with Gracie and Miao Yin, like him and Thunder dip, and then they're in a hallway. Thunder takes off to fight Wang, and Jack's left with Lopan, and he throws a knife, misses Lopan, hits the gong, and he's like, "Fuck." Lopan picks up said knife. Oh, it's a nice knife. It was nice knowing you, Mr. Burton. Throws the knife. Burton, again, catches knife,
Just catches it.
tosses
He's
it
like,
back, hits Lopan in the head after he's gotten his mortality again. Why the fuck do you
what?
need mortality when you have
Yeah, what is the point?
immeasurable
Maybe,
power?
maybe he was just trying to get trying to bone them ladies.
He
Like
was
maybe
trying to
that
he
was
was
his whole
trying to get
goal.
Miao Yin. He was really trying to get it. Sorry, sir. No, it's not happening. But yeah, kills Lopan. And in the meantime, Wang and Thunder are still going at it, and Thunder's like getting a little pissed off because Wang is like backflipping all over the place. He's just breaking statues. Ah! Runs off to a side, starts tossing shit, and Wang
He
backflips through again until he finally sees Lopan's body and is like, oh no. And then he gets all butt hurt and he's like, oh, and he's like, expands. Yeah, I was like, I feel like he was trying to use what we've seen in Dragon Ball Z several times. He was trying to, uh, you know, just self detonate and try to take him with him.
he did it the one
Piss
time when they
poorly.
were in the thing,
Yeah, he
and
tried
he
it.
and
I
he
think it was
just
just
like
like
got buff. Yeah, and
expand
he
to
just
get
got
Jack
buff
off
and
it.
was destroying shit.
I'm like, yeah, that would have made more sense, but not. So you already got two storms dead, and lightning eventually shows up, and again he's just like, let me throw lightning bolts at you. No
I mean,
weapon
if I could
anymore.
throw lightning bolts, I wouldn't do anything else either.
Yeah, I mean it was
If in a fight, that's
interesting.
all I do.
But then
I can
him
throw lightning
dying was
bolts.
his death was anticlimactic though, because they just dropped
100%.
a Buddha statue on him. I was like,
Yeah,
what? That's what?
they can't all be gold, Jay. They can't all be gold.
All bullshit. I'm like, bros, you can frigging ionize the air. Oh, sorry, statue's not hitting me. Yeah.
I
Keep coming.
mean,
But yeah, no. So Lopan's death, along with the storm's death, causes the place to collapse. Everybody's safe. Gracie wants to stay with Jack, but Jack's like, "Baby,
I'm a
I
rebel.
rub people the wrong way all the time. It ain't gonna
I'll
work."
eventually rub everybody the wrong way. I'm on my own. And you know what old Jack Burton says? And for some reason they had like monsters in the fucking thing. Like they had a
Oh,
beholder,
oh, yeah, the beholder that was directly connected to Lopan, so he could
so
see
he
what
could
the
see whatever that thing saw.
right,
And then there was
the
the big furry monster for some fucking
which they
reason.
dubbed the Wild Man, which you only saw very quickly to kidnap Gracie, take her to Lopan. Lopan be like, "Ooh, let me test you too," because she had green eyes too. And then,
Mario.
yeah, exactly. And then at the end of the movie, what happens? Wild Man's still alive, and he's on the back of Jack's truck.
Yeah, he's hiding in Jack's truck.
I'm like, had this not had a budget of 19 to 25 million dollars and only made 11.1 million at the box office, we might have gotten a number two, maybe.
I don't. I mean, honestly, like, I didn't hate it. I
Again,
didn't
I
fucking
think
hate it. Like, it was entertaining as shit.
I think as a again action comedy, I would watch it again. Again, I've
Yeah.
watched it several times over the years, and I don't get tired of watching it because when I watch it again, it's like a feeling of nostalgia when I do put it on the TV.
Yeah. And I'm like, even without nostalgia, yeah, you watch this and you're like, you cannot go into this expecting, like, the Lord of the Rings.
No,
Like, you can't expect an epic story perfectly told. Like, it's gonna be jokey bullshit.
yeah,
Like,
it's like again, it's a very messy start, but I think the follow through is worth it. I think the follow through is worth it. I
yeah.
think that like I said, it gets a little jumbly when it comes to Lopan's backstory, and like I said, when you got the Lords of Death. Oh, but the Lords of Death work for the Wing Kong.
Yeah,
Oh,
and
but
the
the Wing
Wing Kong
Kong work for Lopan. The fuck? Stop it! Stop it!
What is happening?
Why
What
do we
is
have so
happening?
many different group names? Just keep it simple. Keep it simple. It's Wing Kong. It's everybody's Wing Kong. Or Chang Sing.
Look, just call one the bad guys and call the other one the good guys, so I can clear it up.
I also wanted to know why we had the Chang Sing start out in white outfits, for purity and such, and the Wing Kong were in black and red outfits. But then mid fight, we saw people in black and yellow outfits who are also Chang Sing.
Yeah.
It was sorry. Just because you change one color doesn't mean much to me. Because even when the friggin' storms came in, they were in whole different outfits. They was murdering what it looked like everybody. But the Wing
like,
Kong they were still in the friggin' hideout that Lopan had.
Aside from that time where they were in, like, the very beginning and when they were in the alley, they were not in public, like, ever. It was all in the hideout. Or like, I mean, it was in the restaurant, but it felt like every location in this movie was in a
building.
Like, it felt like it was in a building or like in a studio.
Yeah.
It felt like a studio the entire time.
Like they went from Uncle Chew's to Egg Shin's place, and apparently Egg Shin was a whole goddamn city block because he's a very rich man.
Yeah. Okay. And he's like, come down into my hole. And you're like, do I?
Like, why are we? Where's that going?
What are we doing?
Lopan's down there. The fuck you mean Lopan's down there? And then they go down there and it's like, we're under Chinatown. Lopan ain't down here.
Lopan not here. Why are we going this way?
To stay off the street, apparently. We couldn't, apparently I don't know. I have to look at production notes, but I'm pretty sure they didn't have a lot of pre-production time. I think they only had like 10 to 12 weeks for pre-production. So when they got into production, not sure if they had all the permits they could probably use to do a lot of actual street time in Chinatown.
Yeah.
Again, they were trying to beat out The Golden Child before it came out, so they probably had to do a very big rush job on a lot of stuff. So they probably did a lot of stuff on soundstage.
Yeah, it felt like most of it was soundstage. Most of it felt like soundstage. But I mean, like I said, I didn't think that it was terrible. I think like it was fun. It was fun.
Yeah, I think it was fun. I thought it was odd that John Carpenter initially wanted Jackie Chan to play the part of Wang.
No,
exactly.
No. Dennis,
I don't think
Dennis
it would have been the same movie. And even Lawrence Gordon, who worked on the film too, was like, I don't think Jackie's English is good enough, and it probably wouldn't have been. At that time.
Yeah, I mean, Jackie Chan has very much been working on his English like the entire time he's been doing movies.
Mm-hmm.
It's still not perfect, but I mean, but Dennis Dunn, like, he did a great job.
Mm-hmm.
He kicked everyone's ass.
Yeah. Again, really the highlight. And if they were to have done a second movie. I would have liked to see kind of like the Evil Dead treatment. Here's a story from Wang's perspective.
Yeah, yeah, 100%, 100%. Like,
Maybe like redo some things,
oh,
clear up Lopan's story. I don't know.
they could call it like Big Wang and Little Bert,
Uh,
or maybe that's the porn version.
speaking of which, sure.
Look, the rule. What is it? Rule
Big
37. If it exists, there's a porn about it.
Big Wang, little
That's
Bert.
the rule. I was just making this shit up. If you search Big Wang, you're going to regret it, sir.
Sir, it's just the top 10 best, most memorable Jack Burton quotes. Jack Burton and Wang fight thunder. So it's videos, but not what you think. Interesting though. Very interesting. Huh. Huh. All right then. There you go. Big Wang, little bird. Cool. Feel
Big
free
Wang,
to look it
Little
up,
Bert.
folks. Feel free to look it up. Damn. Let's do you have a
Okay.
rating?
So, what was your favorite moment of this movie, though?
My favorite moment. I don't know. Every time I think of this movie, the things I think about primarily are either David Lopan being a crazy old man, exactly, or thunder exploding.
You're exploding.
Yeah, like from him being pissy to expanding to blowing up off screen and just seeing chunks.
Chunks fly
Yeah.
everywhere.
All right, throw the chunks. Do the green light. But yeah, Lopan going from like old man Lopan, and you see like they had to make that dummy so that you could see the light expand out of him, so he could be
Yeah.
ghostly Lopan.
Ghost Lopan. No. Not Ghost Pan.
Still shallow. I need you, meow again. Like, bro, stop passing your hands through her while you tell her that you need her as she floats in the air. It's so creepy. So wrong. Ew. Friggin' perv.
Ah, you're my wife.
So gross. So gross.
Don't
Like,
you want to
Jim-
bang a 2,000-year-old dude? Come on.
Ugh.
Ugh.
Well, I guess he looks pretty good for a 2,000-year-old after he gets his mortality back.
I mean, but who am I to judge?
Until he gets that knife in his head.
Haven't met many. That was a very anticlimactic way for Lopan to die.
Yeah, but Jack Burton of all people, knife to the head, dead.
Yeah, just a knife to. Who the fuck throws a knife hard enough to get through
The skull.
the forehead, the skull, right there? That'd be a hell of a knife, man.
Again,
Well, he was sharpening it.
I go back to, oh, I've been alive for, well, technically not alive for 2,000 years. I've roamed this mortal plane. This place is my prison. I'm like, okay, complete and total omnipotence. Your power is vast. You control gangs. You do business as a creepy old man in a wheelchair. Like, sir, you're not doing terrible for yourself. Why do you need to be mortal to enjoy any of it?
I
But
mean,
then I started-
like I
I was
said,
thinking about
maybe
it
he wants to
earlier.
get his rocks off. Like, it's been a while.
I mean,
It's been a while.
I compare it to Pirates of the Caribbean, the first one, where you have the pirates who now, because they've been cursed by the Aztec gold, can't be satiated by food or drink or punani. But again, immortal, can't die, super strength, and all this amazing stuff. Emotep, look at me. I'm cursed because I'm a mummy, but all I need to do is halfway get there. If I can just halfway get there, I don't need to bring Oksana Moon back. I don't have to, gain my mortality. I can still control the entire fucking desert. I have the ability to create all these plagues. Fuck mortality.
I mean,
I'm a god amongst men.
maybe it's not enough. Maybe it's not enough, buddy.
Look,
Maybe they need that poo nanny. Maybe it's you know what I bet it is. Okay. This just came in. The reason that this matters to them is because it is barely achievable. what else do they really have to achieve?
I mean, I can
At this
understand
point.
2,000 years on the earthly plane as a spirit probably would drive you a little insane.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, you're cursed, you're a mummy, you've been buried for how many centuries? Yeah, okay. I can understand coming back and just being like, fuck the world, I'm gonna get my shit, and I'm gonna fuck this place up. But he didn't fuck this place up. He was too driven by bringing his girl back from the dead and
Yeah.
gaining a
Yeah.
mortal form. Guess what happened? He fucked it up, and he got dragged back to the goddamn underworld after getting stabbed again. Pirates of the Caribbean? Here, have the blood of Will Turner on this little piece of Aztec gold. Oh no, immortal again. And shank.
Yeah.
I feel go dead.
Oh, good.
Good job, Barbosa.
Mission accomplished.
Good job. Fucked up again. God damn it.
God damn it, Barbosa. But
So, I feel like it's just a recurring theme. I've been around entirely too goddamn long. I want my mortality. Go through all these steps and things, and hey, I got it back. Did.
I mean, you did. Oh man, it's like what was that? What's that fucking movie? That damn movie where it's like you're inevitably going to die, and like oh my god, death is after them because they like
Final
have
Destination?
Yeah, Final Destination. I cannot watch that shit. I watched the first one and I was like, nope, never again. Like, this is depressing. They're
Yeah.
all dead. What's the worst way they could possibly die?
Yep. Death just said, you could have gone out real chill.
Yeah.
But you fucked up. So, guess what? Coming for you with everything I got. The fury of the afterlife, because
like,
I've been
you know
around
what?
since the dawn of time.
Okay, well, let me get my shit straight. Give me like a day or two, Death, okay? Let me get my shit straight, please. And then I will sit still and you can just insta-kill me, please.
You ever been on
It
the
wasn't
highway?
my fault.
You ever seen them lumber trucks? I wonder what would happen if I set a chain of events in motion that sent some lumber flying right directly at your forehead.
That is the worst shit. That is why you never drive behind a lumber truck anymore because of that scene.
Goddamn right.
That scene. You're like, I'm never driving
again.
behind.
Nope. See one, immediately get over in the next lane, and we start flying.
Yeah.
Sorry, sir.
Get past it. Go. Not get murdered today, sir. Not today.
Sorry, do I look like I want to die by lumber? No, sir.
No.
No, sir.
Oh, no. No. Didn't say the magic word. Please! God damn it!
Pretty good. Samuel.
I've been told recently, more than anything, that people like my Pee Wee Herman. I don't know if I want to do it on the podcast. No, I'll save that one for a special occasion. Oh.
All right. Do you have a favorite part?
Oh, man, and like, I don't know if I really had like a favorite part because there were like, I mean, you know me, I like the funny shit. I want the stuff that's gonna make me laugh. And like him being stuck under the night at the end was so fucking stupid, but funny as shit.
Like 5-10 minutes of him just like
5-10 minutes of him being stuck.
Like, raise this dude off my body.
Like if the dude got a little bit of a boner, he would have been all up in some Burt Button. Like
not Burt Butt.
Burton Butt. That's what he would have been.
You ever had Burt ends? It's a perfect
a little bit of barbecue sauce. Some little Burt ends.
I mean, after all,
you know what old Jack Burton always says?
Pork Chop Express, baby.
Whoa, products. Bringing it back around.
Oh yes.
Get some Burt ends.
Oh my god. When some wild-eyed 8-foot-tall maniac grabs your neck, taps the back of your favorite head up against the barroom wall.
Your favorite head?
Yep. Your favorite head up against the barroom wall. and he looks you crooked eye in the eye, and he asks if you paid your dues. You just stare that big sucker right back in the eye, and you remember what old Jack Burton always says at a time like that. Have you paid your dues, Jack? Yes, sir. The check's in the mail. Like, where'd you come up
What's
with
even
this shit?
mean?
So,
I'll
so,
say
so
$1,000
that
at
shit's
that
not
time.
paid. It's on the way, but it's not paid.
Yeah, it's not paid, but it's in the mail. That's what I tell people when I'm not paying them.
Yeah, check's in the mail.
Checks in the mail.
Hey.
Yeah, checks in the mail. I got you. Don't worry. Yeah, I'm still writing checks. Don't you worry. Don't you worry.
Where's that? Let me see if I can find a good low pan. Is there no low pan? Hey, low pan. Oh yeah.
What?
Well, it's in the same area. I don't get this at all. I thought low pan. Shut up, Mr. Button. You were not brought upon this world to get it. Literally. Literally says, I was like, that's fair. You're not here to get it. You're just here to exist. How many people get it, folks? How many people actually get it?
Okay. So what are we gonna rate this though?
I honestly want to give it at least a solid. Oh, I'll give it a solid 8. Like again, I'm not gonna give it. Obviously, I don't give 10s out at all. I give it the 8.
Well, no, we did once, right?
Your name will.
Your name will always be.
Yeah, the only one. Well, I say the only one, but I think we might have done it once more. Or I might have done it once again. I have to look back. But
we meant to go back through and like write down.
Yeah, I was supposed
we
to.
Never did that. We never did that.
It's so much stuff.
There's a lot. We're at like 140 episodes now. It's a lot. Somebody do it.
But I give it, like I said, the messy start, and then Lopan's very confusing backstory of how he is cursed. But again, well, my mortality big, no. Oh, my mortality big.
Cosmic power, but no mortality. In the center of Chinatown.
Yeah. Ooh, whole tower.
Oh no!
Has
How
all
terrible.
These various hells in it, and at least, Jesus, the Wing Kong, the Lords of Death, even your private security that look like cops but ain't cops. Like, you got a lot of people working for you, Lopan. I mean, what do you need mortality for?
Yeah,
people go out there and get
do? What exactly do you do to make money, sir?
Business.
It's business again. I'm in business. What type of business?
Underworld business.
Business?
It's always business. What about you, sir?
I am also going to give it an 8. Because, like, I think that everyone should watch it once. Because it's just fun. It's fun.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like in the rating system, if it's like 6 and below, like, you don't really have to. Like, you're not missing much. If it's like 7 and up, at least give it a chance. If it's like 8.5 to 10, you have to watch it.
Yeah.
You have to watch it. Sorry, that's just the rules. I don't like it.
Yeah.
Those are the rules.
We just enforce them.
That's it. I don't make the rules. I just enforce them. That's it. So yeah, that was Big Trouble in Little China, 1986.
That's right. It's honestly a classic. I mean, maybe since they were competing with the Golden Child, if we can find the Golden Child at some point, maybe we should watch the Golden Child again.
I can't believe they. I wonder if we can find. Yeah, if we can find the Golden Child, we'll watch it. We'll see what went up against Big Trouble in Little China.
Currently free on Pluto TV.
Do I have Pluto? I mean, I can get Pluto. It's free.
Exactly, it's free, and it's free on Pluto TV. So it's a win. It's a win. And guess who's in it? James Hong again.
James Hong.
Guess who he's playing? Dr. Hong. Hold on, wait a second. Are you telling me that this man was doing double duty in movies pitting against themselves? Are you serious? He was Lopan.
He's like, I win either way.
He
I
was
win either
Lopan
way.
6 months earlier, only to play Dr. Hong 6 months later. In a film that people were like, is basically the same thing.
All right, we're gonna watch Gold Child then for sure.
Oh god.
Oh my god. Okay.
Okay.
All right, so get ready for the exact same podcast next week.
Well, this time with Eddie Murphy instead of Kurt Russell.
That's right. Eddie Murphy's gonna do nothing instead of Kurt Russell.
I think he had more to go with than Jack Burger.
Crap.
Chandler Jarrell.
He was Beverly Hills Cop.
Chandler Jarrell. Yes, that's his name in the movie. Chandler Jarrell. I'm sorry, that's a very white name for a black man.
That is a terrible name. Chandler Jarrell.
Again, black man named after a character on Friends. One of the whitest names you can probably give to a black person. Jarrell, I understand. Chandler, not so much. Come on, what are you doing? What are you doing?
His girlfriend Whitney, like, oh my god.
Kenine. Played by Charlotte Lewis. I'm jumping ahead. Oh god. Giving you information.
All right, we gotta, yeah.
Until next episode.
Next one. Okay, thank you so much for listening. We gotta get the fuck out of here before we talk about Golden Child.